Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahmakumaris. You're watching Healer Within. Sister Shivani is with us. Welcome, Sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. In the last episode, we were the different meanings of words. It goes on changing, and in Hindi I know the word abranch, a word changes, But I don't know the right word in English, but...
Anything that will pass from one to the next, even if within one day, if you give a message to somebody in the morning and then ask them to pass it on, and if it passes through 4 people, there will be a little shift in the message, because as one passes it to the next, see why there will be a difference, because when one passes it to the next, they will pass it through their filter of sanskars and their experiences. So in Hindi the word is bhav and bhavna.
Oh.
Bhav and bhavna. The bhavna, the feeling. Let's say for example, you say to me, the work here is not getting done properly. Please go and tell all these people to work properly. Okay. One way of me going and saying it to them is, Sureshji is saying the work here is not getting done properly. Please take care and do all your work properly. Another way of me going and saying it, do you know how angry he is with all of you? He says nothing is happening here. The work here is just not getting done properly. Can you all work properly, please? The message is the same. But when it passes from one to the next, I will add my bhav and bhavna, which means my perception, my experience and my sanskars to it. Now from me, if it passes to, let's say I say it to one person, and then he goes and says it to the rest of the team, by that time he'll add one more sentence to it. And like this, even in one day, there will be a little shift. And if that same thing reaches to you in the evening, and somebody comes and says, you were really very, very angry with the whole team today? You say, really? When was I angry? You say, no, we heard the whole day you've been shouting that nobody is working properly. And you'll say, but I just said people need to work a little sincerely, take care. But by the time it will reach. So this is a very normal thing to happen.
Yeah, but same things happened with probably, with rituals and
Everything.
Religion, and people have their own capacity of understanding and imagining things, and people love to add their own.
When anything is started, anything, even like a ritual, a prayer, it is started in its most purest, with the deepest meaning and very powerful essence behind it. It will start like that according to the time in society at that time.
Correct.
When it is, that is a very big factor, that it is designed or created for the society at that time, according to the way of thinking at that time. Now, let's say something was started 1,000 years back. And by the time it's reaching to us today, one, we don't know the meaning of it. 1,000 years back when it was started, everybody knew the meaning of it. Every prayer that we were saying, every mantra that we were repeating, every ritual, every shloka, they knew the meaning of it. The people who were writing it, the people who were reciting it, and the people who were listening to it. They knew the meaning of it. They knew why it was designed and how it was working. If it's going to be passed down for thousands of years, and then by the time it passes down, there's an interpretation. Somebody says, this line is this, but it means this. So the interpretation will change. What will change at the same time is society, consciousness. The more we moved towards body consciousness, see earlier when we are soul conscious, we will look at every ritual as a reminder or as a method to do some purification inside. Everything when it was started for that purpose. But when it passed down for 1,000 years or 2,000 years, by the end of 2,000 years, we are very, very body conscious. We don't even remember I'm a soul. So how would I remember that ritual or that prayer is meant for here? I thought that prayer was meant for here. I thought the ritual was meant for here because I'm a body. So my hand is supposed to perform the ritual. The mouth is supposed to say the prayer. I lost the essence of it, that I'm supposed to implement the prayer. I'm supposed to work with the prayer inside, because we were doing everything outside. We have to do the ritual. Actually, we have to be the ritual. I have to become that. We started doing it. And what also started increasing with body consciousness was fear. When we are soul conscious, fear will be hardly anything. Now the fear is very high because we are in a time of uncertainty, unpredictability. So when fear becomes a very dominant factor, then every ritual or every prayer is done with the intention of fear in the background. So then the perspective will change. Then it will only be, oh, so that everything is okay. And what is forgotten is, so that I become okay.
And if I forget the rituals or the mantras or the words to be spoken and whatever you call it, then I hire somebody for it. And then that person, again, it depends on what is his intention. Is he doing for money? Is he doing to create fear in you? Is he trying to fleece money from you? Nobody knows.
Very true, very true. And that's what we have seen over a period of time, why we don't know the meaning. See, we should have known the meaning, but why we don't know the meaning of all the things that are being read out or said or done? Because certain people stopped sharing the meaning. They stopped telling. It's like keeping your knowledge to yourself, because I will consider you powerful for your knowledge. And so I respect you for your knowledge. I look up to you for your knowledge. I have to keep coming back to you for your knowledge. But if you give me everything and you explain everything to me, you will lose your importance in society at that time. And probably, like you said, if it's for monetary reasons, then it's your livelihood. You're not going to tell me everything. So knowledge was kept with some people. And only it was, the performing was happening, the ritual was happening, but the complete meaning.
Father giving only to his child. And further only within one family.
Absolutely.
Nobody else should know, so that it should not become easily available, so that they should have the power.
Absolutely. So
Power
actually,
is very important
power
here.
is very important.
Because that is why, the other day one of my family members, we wanted to have a baby shower at home, and she asked, what is a good date? I said, just see that people don't spoil their work, and it's not office hours, and maybe it should be a holiday. But see the convenience of everybody and family members and invite. So we found it's at 20th. And now she rings up somebody. And that's who told you that this date? This is so wrong. Moon is here, the star is there, the sun is here. You can't do. I said, please don't believe him. Finally, what happened? We are still doing on the same day.
But that you're able to do it on the same day if you have been able to overcome your fear, because you have understood that finally I am the creator. Nothing else will change the destiny of the mother or of the child. So the more we depend on everything outside and we create fear, the more we will get into all these things.
Yeah, I also said, will you please ask him what is the remedy for it and how much will it cost?
Very true. Yeah.
And definitely he'll come up with some remedy.
Right. And which is very strange, because if it's not a good day,
I can also say strange and not, because maybe he is right from his point of view. Maybe he is right from the kind of knowledge he has been having from his parents, then his teachers, his gurus, whatever.
Yeah, but when religion or spirituality or something gets a monetary factor attached to it, you see, anything, even a social work, if it is done selflessly with the pure, like we saw earlier, the intention behind the karma, when the intention behind the karma will, like you said, have an income factor attached to it, then I will start, whether it's me who's doing it or I was taught to do it that way, because it was income.
Sister, then it becomes bigger, more rituals for the rich, less rituals for the poor, more time for the rich, less time for the poor. This whole system, the whole prayer will take 5 hours for you. and 1 hour for a person who gives less money.
Absolutely.
There's so many things are attached to it. Only money, money, money.
But when it started, it was very pure.
Like when I was born, I was pure.
Very true. And even now, some people will be doing it with tremendous amount of purity.
They do.
They
They
will.
do.
Even today, it's like any other business. Like any other business, any other profession. Even if we say, oh, a lot of people are corrupt or there is corruption everywhere, and yet you're going to find a good number of people who are carrying out that same profession, which majority will say cannot be done honestly, but will be doing it very, very ethically. So same here. So we have to be very careful who we are interacting with. When religion or spiritual knowledge is passed down to us from one generation to the other, the purpose should have been hand over everything completely. Empower the other person rather than keeping the power with you and making the other person dependent on you.
And wait.
It's a
And
tremendous
also the
amount
waiting game, when will he give me?
Yeah, like you said, someone said, oh, this day is not right. Then second, we had to go back to the same person and ask him, is there a remedy so that we can continue having the function on the same day? Then the person will say, okay, let me see, this is it. Then I say, okay, I'm ready to do anything. Please tell me. Now this has shifted my power from me completely to the other person. Now the other person may say, this day is okay by doing 1, 2, 3 things, or the person will say, no, you'll have to change it to the 21st or the 22nd. And if I'm so dependent, I might land up shifting the whole thing to another date. Now here, I have become a complete slave to that person. Now it will not end with this one function. Then I go back to that person again for other things in my life and other things in my life. And very soon that person is taking very major decisions in my life. Is this business right for me? Should I start it at this particular time of the year? Should I do it with this particular partner? Is it okay? Is this business partner right for me? If the person says yes, it's yes. If the person says no, it's no. Am I using my own?
In control.
So,
That's
now,
what he wants.
What about the other person? The other person gets power, control, and money. So when somebody is getting power, control, money, and respect, they will not easily hand over everything to you. And that is why things seemed to have become very complicated. Rituals must have been beautifully simple. They must have been beautiful, simple, easy to understand.
And also beautiful meanings.
Meaning, yes. That's what. And when they must have been started by somebody, someone must have said, okay, you must worship this, use this word, say particular this, say it these many times. It must have had a scientific logic why it is being said. Suppose the person says, do it at this time of the day. Let's say at 5 in the morning or just at the time of sunrise. That must have had a particular logic.
Of course.
Everything. So everything was logical, very practical, and explained very nicely and simple. But when I want to keep the power with me, I will make that same thing become very complicated. I will make it sound difficult. Even today I feel for spirituality, if you see, people have made it very difficult.
You know why? Because we do not know the meaning.
It is...
We do not know the meaning that we are going and praying to the sun to get the sun rays, to get the vitamin D, to get so many other things. It's good for the skin, good for so many, for the eyes, etc. And it also gives you a discipline in life to wake up at the right time.
Absolutely.
So just because of all these things, people maybe not understanding the children.
Absolutely.
So they said, no, do this, good for you.
And then after some time they will say, like you said, do this, it's good for you. After another 200 years
if you don't do this,
absolutely,
it's bad for you.
This is where it's going wrong, which is not true. See how it will get adulterated, the meaning. Okay, if I do this, it's good for me. Fine, I'll try my best to do it. But factors around me, situations, something, my health maybe, whatever, may not permit me to do it at that time. But somewhere this is deep ingrained. If you don't do it, Then, and when someone's told me, if you don't do it, it's going to be bad, things will go wrong, then I'll do it even if I don't feel like doing it. I will do it even if I cannot afford to do it. And then my whole intention of doing that ritual is gone. There are so many people who will write to us, is it really necessary to do this particular ritual at this time in the year? Right now my financial position doesn't allow me to do it. Some will say, I don't believe in it. Do I really have to do it? Will those, sometimes you have to do a ritual for the souls who have departed from your family, and you're doing some ritual for them. And someone will write and say, will they really get angry if I don't do it? How much fear is there? Because I was not explained properly why it is being done. Why was it being done? It was only being done because it was a day in the year when everyone gets together, remembers the ancestors of the family. And that too, why do we remember the ancestors of the family? Not because it has to be done.
To thank them.
To thank them, and most to follow them.
To follow the value system.
The culture of the family. Like my parents will say, okay, you know what, you belong to this and this family. So and so was your great-grandfather. So it's a day for everyone to come together, remember them, offer thanks to them and to God, and to get inspired by what they did. But 1,000 years down the line, what has happened? It is something that has to be done. If you don't do it, they will get angry. And if they get angry, then things will go wrong in your house. And so I do it even if I'm not able to do it on that day. I may not be well. I may not be financially very well to do on that day. I may not feel like doing it. I may have to be in another country on that day for some very important commitment. But I have to do it, is what everybody around me will say. And even I then say to myself, you have to do it. Then I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. Where's the intention gone?
Otherwise, their souls will be unhappy.
And then their blessings will not be on this family.
That's sad.
So when we don't have the complete knowledge and the complete meaning of what we are doing, then we will not be doing it here.
Also, people, if they don't do so many rituals and if these things are not done, then they also don't care. They don't care for anything. They don't care for the respect and the kind of a discipline. This was all for discipline.
It's for discipline, but it's also for internal discipline.
Yeah.
Both the disciplines, because finally it was supposed to be certain days in the year dedicated to different aspects of your life, and which were taking you towards a path of self-purification. They were meant for that. They were meant to be certain times in the year where you sit and consciously connect to the Supreme Power, if you're not able to do it in your day-to-day living. So everything was it was a ritual outside, but only to remind me to connect inside. But today, over a period of time, I've only restricted it to a ritual outside. And if I'm doing even that without understanding, then I have to just ask myself, will I get the benefit that I have to get from it? Okay, I'll do it. That's fine. I'll do everything that I'm meant to do. But what was I supposed to get benefit from it? I have to benefit from what I'm doing. Did I benefit from it? And if the intention was fear, there's no benefit. If I'm doing it unwillingly, there's no benefit. But if I'm doing it without meaning, even then there is no benefit. Because then I will just perform whatever somebody is telling me to do. I will keep doing it, and at the same time I'll keep looking at my watch and say, how much time more? I just took half-day leave from work. Please hurry up, I'm getting late. You told me it'll finish by 2. I've applied only for leave till 3 o'clock. Where's my mind? Or I will say, did so-and-so people come for the puja that I'm having? I invited them. Have they come? I went to theirs. Why aren't they here? Or if they're gathered here, what is he wearing? What is she wearing? Where's the ritual? Where's the purification?
I hope things are okay in the kitchen.
Perfect. What is being cooked in the prasad? Has it been cooked properly? Where are the flowers? Are they there? What all the pandit needs? Has it come? The amount of stress.
And also, I don't want to make any mistakes so that I don't create sins.
That's very
not
important.
It should not be. I want to please all.
Perfect. Because this is a very deep belief system. if you do not perform the ritual properly, one is perform the ritual, but if you make a mistake in performing it, then again he will be angry. So the focus goes on perfection outside. And in order to create perfection outside, very soon it's like any other event. It's like any other event management that we are doing, where we are only taking care of the stage should be okay, and the flowers should be okay, and the mic should be okay, the chairs should be okay, have the invitations.
The computer.
Perfect.
The slides.
Music, yes. It's like another event in my house. Where's the purity? Where's the sanctity? Where's the benefit the soul, was going to get out
Where's
of it?
the relationship connection?
God is not remembered on that day. Even if you were remembering Him on other days, on that day you're so busy. You're so busy and so occupied in doing all this. There's no way you're going to remember Him. Because when to remember God, I have to be soul conscious. The more I'm involved like this and getting stressed, we can create tremendous amount of stress and anger on a day when we have a function like this at home. Because there's so much to do. So much to do. Blame games, hyper, shouting at each other. At least now we need to take care. If today there's a function in our house, a puja, a ritual, start it with the right intention, and then together as a family take a decision that this whole function today will be done with the highest level of integrity and purity.
To bring all of us together.
And there has to be that high energy created in the house, even if it's for one day. Not that by the end of the day we are like depleted in energy rather than
start
charging.
Fighting in the evening.
True.
You did this wrong, you didn't do that, you didn't do this.
Yes. Like you very rightly said, that the ritual has to be perfect. I met a lady and she said, I love this particular prayer. She had a shlok, a prayer. She said, but I don't recite it. I've got it recorded on a CD from someone, and I just play it every day and I listen to it. I said, if you like it, why don't you recite it? You will find it, you'll enjoy it even more. At least it'll give you that high energy. She said, no, I don't know it very accurately. And if I make a single mistake while reciting it, then that's a sin. Now this again is because of fear of God.
But every sound has a meaning, no? It has a vibration, and every word is
very true.
Has to be spoken the right, pronounced well.
It has to be spoken the right way, but maybe I'm still learning to speak.
Yeah, you can.
What about a little child learning to talk to his parents? Will you say, don't speak like this because this is not a perfect way?
Till you learn, you can always ask the meaning of it and tell the same thing in your language.
Intention?
See, I do not recite anything unless I ask the person,
meaning.
What is the meaning? And when he tells me the meaning, same meaning in my language, I talk to God.
Right. So what is the intention? The intention is it's a relationship and a conversation with God, right? Relationship and conversation with God can be in any language. It doesn't have to be in
my language.
Your language.
The language I understand.
Most important.
So he understands the feeling.
Absolutely. So I should not really get scared about the accuracy of the words.
Yeah, it's not. See, nobody says that you have to say these words. You've got to say the meaning of those words.
Meaning of the words. So that means the word doesn't matter.
Because you can't recite, you don't know the meaning. Because if you do such things, you like a parrot, what happens at that time is my mind goes around here and there because I keep on, my mind is so concentrated on the word, whether on that word, okay, is this correct or not? I'm so scared about it. What about the relationship? It doesn't go there, no?
It's like as if it's happening in Chinese language in my house.
Yeah, that's
okay.
I do that. I do that without even reading a book,
right.
Without listening to you. From the beginning, day one, I told my wife, if you have any kind of a ritual at home,
to explain
welcome.
the meaning.
Welcome. But please explain. I just can't sit there because then my mind travels all over the world.
And then my mind is not there.
I'm not there.
And most important,
I don't want to be dishonest.
True. And most important, if I don't understand it, how will I take even one line from it to work on it? How will I? If I don't understand the prayer, leave alone understanding it, I won't be able to take one line from it.
One very old saint told me, even if you do not understand the meaning of these words, these are the words you speak and you should know why you are doing it.
Right.
Why you reciting them. Forget the words. This will give you this benefit. So when you recite this, at least you know why am I reciting these words, because this will give me this benefit.
Perfect. So here again, like you said, every sound, every word has an energy. So if I'm saying the word for that energy, then it's perfect.
Fine.
Let's say I'm saying the word Om. So I know it's a very high energy word. It has to be said as A, O, M with a long deep breath. Okay. If I'm doing it with the intention of only speaking and creating a high energy word, I'll concentrate completely on the A, O, M, the breathing and the energy. Relationship with God is not happening.
No.
I'm not talking to Him. I'm concentrating completely on the syllables and creating the high energy of that word.
This is before the relationship, this is preparation.
Perfect. So the intention,
before the connection,
right,
you're preparing yourself.
This was being used to silence the mind.
Yeah, that's a preparation.
Preparation. So here it does not end, here it begins.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for many of us, we will take that one word.
Beginning and end.
This is where we said we started right, we knew what we were going to do, and then we stopped somewhere. And we just missed the last part of establishing that pure, beautiful relationship. But that was the main thing.
Yeah.
And then I can take that high energy word and repeat it 108 times. And repeat it throughout the day, and repeat it day after day, and yet not establish that relationship, and yet not experience that healing of sanskars which had to come from that relationship. And then I get a little confused that I'm doing everything. I'm praying every day. I'm chanting every day. I'm doing everything. And yet why are my sanskars not changing? And why have I yet not experienced God? Because I just stopped somewhere midway, or maybe just in the initial part, and left out the relationship bit. So that's where the healing had to happen.
But I wanted to speak about meditation.
Meditation comes...
The word.
Yeah,
the
meditation is a very beautiful word. It comes from the Greek word mediri, which means to heal. The word itself means to heal. So meditation means to heal yourself.
So the healer within
will heal themselves.
I think we'll have to continue this in the next episode.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
When rituals were started, they were understood by society at that time and implemented for internal purification. But after thousands of years, now we have become body conscious. We are performing the rituals without sometimes understanding the essence or implementing it. The intention behind performing the ritual needs to be self-transformation and empowerment. Today, we are performing rituals out of fear that life should be smooth. The mantras and prayers we say are very high energy words which help to silence the mind. The silent mind then connects to God and builds a relationship.
If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajayoga Meditation Center, write to us at awakeningwithbks@gmail.com or call us on 099 99 744 555.